Spider-Man continues to break records at the box office.
And we attended the Melbourne International Film Festival opening night and were lucky enough to see the new Olivia Colman film, Wicker.
Hang on, that's not Michaela. We're going to get to the bottom of this and more on today's show. Stay tuned.
These are what we stay alive for.
Thought we were having a nice day.
Are you Steve Jobs? What?
Don't even think about going out, Coraline Jones.
You can't handle the truth.
We're going to steal demo.
Hello and welcome back to the Nick and Mick on the Mic podcast, the number one film podcast. I'm your host, Nick Collins, and unfortunately this week Michaela was out with illness, but I'm joined by Melbourne-based filmmaker, co-host of Under Southern Screens podcast, my music collaborator, and long-term friend, Matthew Robertson.
Mate, we are running the gamut of LinkedIn skills and experience bullet points here.
That's it.
I'm very, very keen for.
That's it. How have you been?
I've been good. Currently running on about 5 hours of sleep.
We love that.
Because we just don't stop. But yeah, I'm very sorry that I'm not Michaela this week. I'll do the speech, right? I'll be like a divorced dad. I know I'll never replace Michaela, but I'll do my best.
I'll do my best. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Luckily,
Speaking as two happily married pairings,
yeah.
Anyway.
There you
Anyway,
go.
how you been, man?
Been alright.
Yeah.
Had a busy week. Busy weekend.
Yeah.
As well.
Out on the town.
Out on the town. I mean, that's me.
Out of the town.
Out of the town, Collins. That's what your nickname is it?
I coined it. So
yeah. I heard it was a birthday over the weekend too.
Oh, yeah.
Someone had a little birthday.
Big old 23.
It's huge, and you can't have a birthday without a cake.
I actually didn't have a cake.
Well,
I had a tiramisu at the restaurant.
You know what?
Because 23.
We're going to change that right now.
Oh, no, what? No, actually.
We've got a little...
This is a bit.
A little cake.
Aww.
And,
do you want me to eat this on pod?
I've got matches.
No.
You don't have to eat it on
I actually
pod.
do. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to...
Lighting a fire in the studio.
This is what friends... Yeah, literally.
Mate, maybe we're lucky Michaela's not here. I don't know if we could all, have this. Look at that. Oh.
Make a wish, bro. Don't say it or it won't come true.
Well, I mean, it's an audio medium, so maybe I'll say.
Yeah. For those listening to this, I've just on the Spotify podcast, by the way.
Try and describe this one.
I have just handed Matt a muffin with a happy birthday candle,
and I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, and there's a flame,
not anymore.
Naked flame in the studio.
Not anymore.
There you go. Yeah, that's a fire hazard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there you go. Thanks, man. That's really nice of you.
No, you're welcome. You can eat it later.
I'll save a little slice for Michaela next week. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oops.
There you go.
That's nice.
Yeah, it probably makes it a bit hard eating a muffin whilst trying to do a
I don't think it'd be very enjoyable
microphone.
For the listener.
No. No, a lot of
ASMR sounds.
Yeah, literally, and we do not want that. All right. Well, with that down, we're going to get into our first topic of our first and only topic, actually. Only topic, because this week we went to Melbourne International Film Festival.
We did.
You would have seen on the socials.
That's it.
A lot of us just there,
just gallivanting around.
Yeah, vibing. So we've only got the one topic today because most of this episode's going to be on the event itself and the movie we saw.
Yes.
But our topic for today comes from Variety. The Australian box office continues to have a stellar run this year, now marking a new milestone with the release of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Over its opening weekend last week, which was the 30th of July to 2nd of August, the film grossed $30.4 million. It makes it the second largest weekend opening at the Australian box office, second only to the $34.1 million four-day opening of Avengers Endgame in 2019. That's it. Yeah. The impressive results at the Australian box office are a result of the film breaking records globally. Spider-Man Brand New Day has marked numerous achievements at the worldwide box office, delivering a historic 1.15 billion USD in just its 7 days since release.
That's insane. That is insane numbers.
With the recent success of The Odyssey, which generated more than 1 million in its first weekend at a single location alone, that being IMAX Melbourne. The Australian box office is showing clear signs of recent strength, with moviegoers showing up consistently to see large-scale spectacle films. Obviously, we have just passed Spider-Man's second weekend, so we don't have the updated box office numbers. They'll come in later today.
I don't even think we need them though, because it's just done so well.
It has done so well. But yeah, so Matt, you read this news.
I do.
What is it about this franchise that keeps bringing people to the cinema?
Well, I mean, the first Tom Holland Spider-Man Homecoming came out basically a decade ago, 10 years ago, right? I think it is, like, we've had the 3 Spider-Man movies, Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, plus the Avengers to get accustomed to this character, for people to get into this character. And, you know, I think it is just a loyalty thing at this point. Like, people have grown up with this movie, you know, with this franchise. And, yeah, I'm honestly not surprised that it's done absolutely gangbusters, because, yeah, it's done crazy numbers.
Especially after the success of the last one, No Way Home.
No Way Home. And that's the thing, like, that was such a tentpole release. I don't think it's held up that well on repeat viewings, but it was such a tentpole release that it's like, where do you go from there? And they've actually been really smart about it and sort of scaled it back, I think.
Right,
Talking to someone
yeah.
who's not seen the film, by the way.
Yeah,
But,
no, you haven't seen that or The Odyssey yet.
No, but I have a story, mate.
All right, story time with Matt.
So I've famously not seen The Odyssey yet because I wanted to wait to see it in IMAX, because I'm a film bro that you should stay away from.
As Nolan intended.
Nolan intended.
Yeah, so fair enough.
I don't know if you saw, but IMAX Sydney did a splash sale of tickets on Friday.
Right.
They added they had 100 new sessions, like 100,000 new, no, not 100,000, 10,000 new tickets or something like that.
Yeah, wow.
New sessions from I think it is the end of next week all the way to the end of September or something, like IMAX Melbourne. And the site crashed. The site went down. There was so much traffic and attention for it. And yeah, I wasn't able to see it in Melbourne because firstly I don't live there. Secondly, it's you cannot get a ticket. But I managed to get a ticket to IMAX Sydney to see it in The Odyssey in cinemas.
That is amazing.
So yeah.
That is going to be. Maybe I'll go up to Sydney just to see it.
Mate, as Nolan intended. Although the IMAX Sydney isn't actually this is a very interesting conversation. IMAX Sydney isn't actually as big as IMAX Melbourne. It's It's only 6 stories tall as opposed to Melbourne, which is 7 stories. So that's yeah.
And the IMAX Melbourne's a lot older.
It's a lot older, and it has the film projector, the 1570 film projector, as opposed to Sydney, which is just a laser projector.
Right, yeah. And I think during COVID they got rid of that projector, and then
really?
Yeah, and then I saw. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that they brought it back for Oppenheimer.
Okay, right.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
that popular that yeah.
Yeah. But
cool.
there you go. I love how in the intro I introduced you as Melbourne-based filmmaker, but at the moment you're Sydney-based.
Mate, I don't even know at this point. I come back and forth in between. Technically, I have only made films in Melbourne at this point, but yeah.
There you go.
Watch this space.
So does this new film, Brand New Day, sort of prove that audience still want traditional superhero cinema, or is it something else that's sort of driving its success?
I think it's different. I think that it's a different type of superhero movie from what I've seen from trailers and that type of thing. It's so, yeah, it's weird because it does have those sort of big tentpole elements, the whole sort of Sadie Sink element of it. Nick spoiled A Brand New Day for me. I listened to his podcast last week.
No.
But that's okay because I set myself up for it. But yeah, all of that stuff, all of the
World's worst kept secret, by the way.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Worst kept secret from me.
Yeah. Michaela didn't know. She was like,
Did she not?
"Oh, I didn't realize who Sadie Sink was playing."
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
I
Like,
guess for a casual moviegoer, it's like,
True.
But
it's funny because like in some of the, I've seen the movie twice. I saw it last Wednesday as well. I thought it deserved a second screening in the cinema for me. Oh, sorry, man. Sorry. But anyway, I saw it, and the second viewing, you could tell who were just like casual moviegoers.
Yes.
Because you were getting, it's revealed who the character is, and you get, all these gasps and stuff in the cinema. And it's like, yeah.
I think the people that
No way!
Yeah. See, there you go.
Wow.
Wow. That's why I'm
Mr. Puns over here.
That's it. I'm a pretty punny guy. But to answer your question, I think it is just the fact that they've gone back to basics. They've scaled it down. They've made it more sort of humble, like isolated story, not this big sort of. Because does it tie into Doomsday at all? Like really?
No.
Yeah. So,
it sort of sets up the MCU after the next two Avengers game with Sadie Sink's sort of character. It's sort of going down that direction.
Yeah.
There is a post-credit scene that sort of ties into maybe Avengers Secret Wars.
Right.
But yeah, nothing too big. Which
I think so. I think that's why it's so interesting. It's just because it's back to small scale, like singular texts.
I appreciated that. I thought, like, whilst No Way Home was great, I'm not a massive fan of the multiverse sort of saga. I just think it's just overdone.
Yeah, very popular opinion there, mate. I think, it's very like I checked out at Endgame. Honestly, I just can't get into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like watching sort of.
That's why I'm nervous for Doomsday, because they're doing Endgame Encore, which releases next month in cinemas, and they're changing parts of that movie that tie into Doomsday, and I'm like, what? Just leave it.
Just get it at one. Leave it singular. It was called Endgame for a reason. Just like it is a cultural media milestone of the 2010s. Let it be that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's just like
But you also bring up a great point. I think the Spider-Man character, like especially Tom Holland, because a lot of us have grown up on 4 films now. We've seen him in a few other Avengers level like sort of movies. It's almost like reuniting with an old friend.
I guess so. Yeah.
And you're watching him grow up as well.
And MJ and Ned and all those characters. I love Homecoming is one of my favorite MCU films. Just because it is such a great ensemble cast. You have Betty Brant, you have MJ, you have Ned, you have Tony Revolori as Flash Thompson. It's like, you come to the movie obviously for the big superhero fights and that type of thing, but you're welcomed by this really great cast of characters that have really great chemistry and really great writing amongst each other, and I think that's one of Homecoming's biggest strengths. And Far From Home does that as well. Not so much No Way Home, which is why I think that it doesn't do as well. And I guess maybe I haven't seen it, but probably Brand New Day comes back to that sort of coming of age style of thing,
I think this week, like, I'm looking forward to maybe like doing a rerun of like Homecoming and Far From Home, because I haven't seen those movies for a while.
People give Far From Home too much. Can we swear on the pod?
Yeah,
they give too much shit, honestly. I think I think that's a great continuation of what Homecoming, like the structure of Homecoming and that type of thing. And then Endgame happened, and they're like, oh wow, big tentpole release, it is needed, to make $1 billion. Let's get the 3 Spider-Men in, which I'm not against. Just I love that they brought the 3 Spider-Men in. I think it was like there's going to be no other opportunity in history where they can do that. You know what I mean? So they're like it's great they were able to do it in that moment.
And even like the whole idea of like Jake Gyllenhaal's Mysterio, I thought I loved that whole concept that he was, using those motion capture suits. I thought that was great.
He pulled the James Cameron. He was Avatar, the villain, I guess. You know what I mean? But I think I'll have to see Brand New Day.
I think like people aren't so much like. I think people are still into comic book films, and this shows it. They're just not into, like bad writing. Like I missed out on Supergirl.
I saw it. I saw it in IMAX.
You saw it in IMAX,
I did. I saw Supergirl in IMAX before the Odyssey. So
Yeah,
that says,
wow.
that says a lot about me. I don't know.
But you see, like, you know, that film didn't do very well. I think, yeah, at the end of the day, it's just people want good stories.
Yeah.
And they're a bit over, like, with the MCU's run, especially. I think the fan base is burnt out.
Unfortunately, I just think, like, especially Supergirl, despite having some really great performances, I think just that the story and the writing itself was sort of like Temu Guardians of the Galaxy. Do you know what I mean? It was very,
right.
It was very like, it's just so forgettable. I can't even remember the name of the villain. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And I like didn't think about the movie as soon as I left the theater, and I was just like, what impact has this made on me? Pretty much nothing. And it's such a shame because David Corenswet's Superman was such a great film, but no.
Yeah.
Just you know, I think fusing other genres with superhero films, like with what Brand New Day is doing with coming of age and sort of drama.
And also the upcoming Clayface film. I love how they're taking the horror take as well.
Just, you know, the best way to innovate on a tired formula is just to flip it on its head, introduce new genre elements, make it a parody of the genre, which is what Guardians of the Galaxy sort of did. Yeah, just add different genre elements into it, and that'll make it fresh. I think that's what needs to happen in order for superhero movies to continue to exist.
Yeah. Do you think, like, there's obviously been a lot of commentary for the past couple of years, is cinemas dying? You know, like we've got, you know, massive streaming giants sort of taking over. But are we actually seeing the opposite at the moment with the box office?
Look, I think that we're honestly, at the moment, we're definitely the opposite. We've had the record numbers across the board from, like, Odyssey, Obsession, Backrooms, Spider-Man. Like, there's at least 3 more on top of that. But, yeah, and I think just, like, in terms of iconic film output, I think since 2023, we've had such a great run of continuously great films. I think even across the decade, we've had some fantastic classics, I think, that are going to instill. I absolutely love films like The Menu, The Substance, you know, what's it, My Old Ass is a great one. Like, films that are really pinpointing the culture of the 2010s. Sorry, I know this is a bit douchey, but, like, you know, like, that are really pinpointing where we're at in the 2020s, and showcasing the thoughts and feelings of the people and that type of thing. And I'm really interested to see what next year's output is going to be like.
Right.
Because obviously we've had such heavy hitters with Obsession, Backrooms, Odyssey, as I just mentioned. So we'll see if whether it's like an incline, you know what I mean, like an elevation, or whether we're just going to sort of stagnate and it's going to be an off year, you know what I mean. One Battle After Another is a great example of sort of a tentpole, fantastic original film release. But yeah, I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, I think, like, compared to other years, like, it's definitely one of the strongest, I think, years of the box office. But yeah, just like the numbers of Brand New Day have been achieved. Like, I think one of the biggest openings for a Monday.
It was like $1 billion in 4 days or something like that.
Yeah, which is insane.
4 days. Imagine making $1 billion in less than a week.
Yeah.
And you're not Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk. You know what I mean? It's just like you know.
Yeah, and it's breaking records. You know, here we I think we had the second biggest opening weekend since Endgame, but I think it's breaking records in Ireland, India. Like, this is a global event, this film.
I love it. As is the Odyssey.
Yeah, and it's great to see 2 films, you know, both succeeding.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
so
they coexist in perfect harmony. I do feel for the Melbourne IMAX staff, though. Please have some breaks. Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Some inside knowledge.
A friend of mine works at IMAX Melbourne, and they are, I'm guessing, very flat out. I think I sent a text to them being like, "How's the run of the Odyssey going?" And they left me on red. So that should tell me a lot.
Yeah, great friend.
Oh no, they're nice. They're just very under the pump, I'm sure. Anyway.
Yeah. So, with that down, guys, we'll get into the main sort of topic and theme of today's episode, which is
potatoes, as it were.
Yeah, big potatoes or small potatoes. You won't get that reference because you haven't seen Spider-Man yet, but you will.
Why am I here? I'm joking. Go on, what are we talking
We're going to be discussing Melbourne International Film Festival.
about? Oof.
One
Which
of
is it, Melbourne or International? Got him. Anyway.
yeah,
See that.
there you go.
That is comedy right there.
That's right.
Go on.
You know, one of Australia's most prestigious events of the
I
year.
would say, yeah.
Maybe the biggest film festival, some would say.
Yeah, I would probably say.
For Australia.
Yeah, either that or Sydney, which we've been to as well.
Yeah, we went to Sydney. My first time Sydney this year.
Your first film festival as
Yeah,
well.
first film festival.
Sydney Film Festival, that is.
Yeah. And we discussed and broke all that down on your podcast.
Subtle plug.
Yeah, the Under Southern Screens
Links
podcast.
Here.
Yeah, link in the comments.
Yeah.
In the description, I should say.
That's right, either.
But yeah, just sort of like explain to the audience what MIFF is.
Not to be confused with Miffy, the fictional cartoon bunny that's very cute. But MIFF, this is the Melbourne International Film Festival, it's been around for many a decade. And yeah, I think tied with Sydney Film Festival, it is one of the most prestigious Australian film festivals. Tropfest is a close third as well. That's recently come back this past year, and yeah, it's just so great to have a celebration of cinema, some Australian cinema, but it's also mainly international films at the moment, quite recently, in your hometown, you know what I mean? And it's all across Melbourne. This is airing on the 10th, right? So yeah, I think it goes for the next couple of weeks, and it's in cinemas all over the state. I guess, you know, the capital, you know, your different palace outlets, that type of thing.
Yeah, regional as well. Regional Victoria.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So people in Ballarat,
Hillsville.
that's it. All of the sites, you know what I mean? And yeah, I think it's great. I think it's a really great sort of way to show your love and appreciation for film, as it were. And yeah, I've been to the past two Melbourne Film Festivals, 2024 and 2025. And yeah, this is just another continuation of that. We've got some good films in the program this year. I sound like a MIFF rep. I promise I'm not sponsored by MIFF, but yeah, it's just cool.
Yeah. What were your expectations of the night? Because for me, like only going to Sydney Film Festival and basing it off that.
And that was a proper event as well. That was like,
it was huge. It was packed. State Theatre.
Yeah.
So yeah, my expectations were, you know, it was going to be like really busy. Everything was, you know, popping off. Lots of people there.
This is foreshadowing, ladies and gentlemen.
But it was pretty quiet.
Pretty muted.
But having said that, we unfortunately missed out on the main tickets for the after party
So that's
the official sort of presentation as well.
Yeah, we were in the commoners screening because we're hashtag not those types of people.
Yeah. But we can change that, myth.
But yeah, hit us up.
Hit us up.
AdSense money or whatever. I don't know.
Monetization.
We don't get paid on our podcast.
Sponsors,
I don't know what they do. But yeah, it was pretty quiet, especially in comparison to previous years. I think another big reason why is because there's a few international festivals out at the moment. So Edinburgh Fringe is happening at the moment, and so a lot of sort of big Melburnians, talent and comedians and that type of thing have gone there. But they had a few different stars. They had Harry Connick Jr. at the Melbourne International Film Festival opening this year. And yeah, but I loved the energy. I loved the vibe as usual. It was just a bit dead and muted, and there's not really, they can't really control that much, I think, which is a shame. But
I think the official event, which was during our screening, there were a lot more people there. Like there were a few football stars that are like ambassadors of MIFF for this year. And the directors were there, Eleanor Wilson and Alex Houston Fisher. They were there. The Wicker directors, they were there.
Yeah.
But for our screening, they just had like a video
they played the video. They
played the video.
They were in the pre-show. They were like, you know,
Olivia Colman sent in a video as well.
Yeah, the most 240p video. 240p. I loved it. It was good.
But I did see that in the official presentations, they actually got up, you know.
Yeah, that's great.
And they were you know, talking to the audience, which was great.
And the thing is too, like they host MIFF opening night at Hoyt's Melbourne Central, right? That's the sort of the big opening. I think they also hold a screening at the Capitol as well, but The fact that they are in a multiplex cinema, I think, doesn't really help with the sort of the film festival vibe.
Right.
I guess. And maybe that's just me being snooty and stuff like that, but I feel like... And also it's a massive sort of event they need to, fill up as many seats as possible.
That's true.
But, if they held it at, like, the Capitol or the Astor Theatre, something like that...
The Astor Theatre would be great.
I reckon the Astor would be fantastic for an opening of...
I'm going there soon, actually.
What are you saying?
I'm seeing the Coyote vs. Acme. They're doing a Australian premiere as part of the Melbourne International Film Festival
can
panel.
I expect a little bit of a Nick and Mick coverage on that event?
You will, but
I'll really get sued by
I'm seeing...
and you won't,
Well, yeah, I actually don't know, like, if I'm allowed to, like, how much I'm allowed to talk about the film.
Should be right,
Yeah, because it won't be released yet to the general public, but...
I remember, just going on that,
Yeah.
I went to a screening of Baz Luhrmann's Epic in Sydney, the Elvis documentary they did.
Right, yeah.
They, like, forced everyone to put their phones in, like, a little bag, like a non-spoiler bag or whatever.
Right.
They didn't force people to, like, hand in their phone or whatever, because I feel like that would be a bit intense for a, like 300-seat event. But yeah, it was crazy. Like, for an Elvis documentary, it was very intense.
Yeah.
So
Maybe they will. I don't know. It's just myself going to see that.
There you go.
And then Michaela's going to see it later when it opens up globally for the global theatrical release. And then we'll talk about it in September.
The dust has settled.
That's it. But I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, so going to the Astor soon, which will be great.
That's great. Yeah. But yeah, what did you think? Firstly, because like first Melbourne Film Festival, you only been to Sydney, which was very bustling, very sort of packed energy. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I liked it. I was a little underwhelmed, just because there wasn't that massive crowd. Discussing. Usually, like people like sort of network and mingle and go, "Are you excited for this film?" Or you meet people that you know, but we didn't really have that. But looking at like some of the videos and photos on the social media for MIFF, it looks like they had that like later on. Yeah.
So if you're already in like the film sphere, you know what I mean, then you've got your in, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe because we're the average punters or whatever.
Yeah. For now.
I think too is when booking tickets, they sold out of like after party tickets and like the primo screening like really, really quickly. There were only like, I think there was only one or two premium screenings like where they had the speeches from the directors and that type of thing, and then the after party as well. Tickets were like pretty expensive. They were sub $300, but like that's to be expected for film festival stuff. But they sold out like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think that the upside of that is that it adds hype, it adds exclusivity, but the downside of it is that it means that average film enthusiasts don't really get a chance to to go to those events. So I feel like if they have a like after party only ticket tier or something like that, which is pretty standard across like short film festivals and that type of thing, I feel like if they add that next year or just add a greater spate of tickets, I reckon that would be more effective, because they held the after party at the town hall this year, the Melbourne Town Hall.
Where is it usually?
They usually hold it at the State Library, which is across the road from Hoyts Melbourne Central, and yeah, I don't know. Well, yeah, I wasn't there, so I can't really comment on the after party. But
what has it been like in previous years?
It's been pretty good. Like I remember in 2024, they had Memoir of a Snail, the Adam Elliott.
Oh wow!
As the premiere movie, and they went all out for that. I think because they had like escargot and snail themed like canapes or whatever from in the after party. They had like projections of different characters on the walls of the State Library.
That's amazing.
They really went all out with it, and it was a really beautiful sort of thing. And yeah, we were able to like.
And I guess also to like open up with an Australian film too for
we'll talk about
the
that
film
because,
festival.
Yeah, Wicker was it was a good film, but interesting. I feel like I'm being too much of a hater though, because like I had a lot of fun. That's the thing. I had a lot of fun at MIFF this year.
Yeah. So you know what I gotta say. What I did like that Sydney didn't do is included in your ticket, you got the popcorn, the bottle of water, and the connoisseur ice cream.
The primo package.
When I found out you could have both the popcorn and ice cream, I was giddy.
Yeah, you were
I was
ecstatic. You
you
were
were-
elated.
because you had your popcorn. You're like, oh, I'm gonna go get an ice cream, and I went, we're allowed both.
You can do that?
You can do that.
That's so good.
I felt like I was like part of, one of the kids in Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
Yeah,
like,
legit.
wow,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
amazing.
That's so good, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
which Sydney Film Festival didn't do. No hate, but
I think that you had to pay for all of your drinks.
yeah,
and
that
popcorn
nothing
and
was
stuff.
included. Yeah. But that's all right,
Take some notes, Sydney Film Fest.
Each to their own.
To each to their own.
Maybe
Maybe that, like, because Sydney people are so lifestyle oriented, they didn't want to, like, give things away. They wanted people to, like, stay on their diets, stay on their,
Right.
their betterment journeys or whatever. But yeah, it was fun. I saw a couple of people that I knew from my tenured past in film, which was good.
True, yeah.
And they had a photographer as well, like a free photographer.
Yeah, that was great.
Taking snaps.
Now
was really good.
that's something Sydney didn't have.
Yeah.
It
was that, elements like that, like the free food and the photographer, that really did make it a celebration of, like, the night, the big sort of pressy opening night, that type of thing, as opposed to Sydney, which did feel more sort of like, we're here to see a film and it's like an opening ceremony type
right.
vibes, you know what
And
I
I feel like with Sydney, there's a massive gap between the people that are, actively working in the industry and the
Yes.
ones that, are just there to enjoy the film. There's a huge gap.
100%.
Whereas this one, having like, the photography, you can get your photo on the red carpet and things. It sort of like makes it a little bit more inclusive for everyone.
Yeah,
As opposed to having, your big names sort of one side of the room and the rest.
It was a very open floor plan as well. You could sort of go over to celebs and like talk about them and that type of thing.
Yeah.
It was cool. But yeah.
There you go. So yeah, the MIFF opened with the new Olivia Colman film, Wicker.
It certainly did.
So the official release is in theaters globally later in the year. But we got an early preview screening,
It's a sneak
which was
peek, as it were.
a sneaky peek. Yeah. And it's sort of a movie that's gone under the radar for most. There was a trailer that released, I think, like maybe a week ago.
Yeah.
And it sort of had blown up
Yes,
online with,
yeah.
Memes and
that type of thing.
and all these like jokes. Like I think IKEA even did like their own sort of
that's
like
funny. I love that.
joke on it.
That's iconic.
Yeah. So yeah,
Iconic. Right?
yeah. IKEA, love IKEA.
Yeah, me
Great.
too. Me too.
Great meatballs.
I've only had their meatballs once, but they're still good.
They're still good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ice cream's good too.
The ice cream's good. What do you think? So, what do you know about Wicker coming? Was it just the memes that you knew about coming in, or do you know? Because I didn't know anything.
Well, you thought it was a horror.
I did think
You
it was a
initially,
horror.
yeah, you were like, I'm gonna be scared.
Yeah, I was clutching a teddy bear. I was like I had my little ice cream, like.
yeah.
Theater.
It turns out it's a romantic
romance.
black comedy. Yeah.
I'm not very smart. We'll talk about it on my pod as well. But I missed.
Yeah. There you go. But yeah, I had no idea about the film at all. I didn't even like watch the trailer when it released.
No.
I just saw all the memes because I wanted to go in blind. I found that's like the best way for me to watch movies.
To take in a film.
But yeah, despite a screening at Sundance Film Festival earlier in the year, the project has only recently gathered significant attention for its bizarre premise, star-studded cast, and commitment to practical effects. So, just a summary of the film, Wicker follows an ostracised fisherwoman who commissions a local basket maker to craft her husband out of wicker, sparking jealousy and upheaval in her conservative seaside village. The film stars Olivia Colman, Alexander Skarsgård, and Peter Dinklage. Matt, what did you think of the film?
It was fun. I really did enjoy it. I think it is a classic sort of, pre-award season fun release. Do you know what I mean? I think that the strongest aspect of the film is definitely its practical effects, like the
Which was not AI.
It was not AI.
Yeah, there's a lot of commentary online about this looks AI, like it just doesn't look like practical effects, but it was all practical effects.
Yeah, it's a major disservice to the filmmakers and the people at Web
Absolutely.
Workshop who worked on it, because it just looked so fantastic and they put so much effort into making it look really seamless. Another really effective element that paired with that was the sound design. I thought just like the
Yes.
various sort of like different Foley elements and different creaks and crackles and stuff like that.
Especially when the Wicker Man first appears on screen, or not even when he appears on screen, but you hear him walking around the village at night. And then your first like big joke with the Wicker Man sort of plays into the sound design with the creak.
Yeah. That
which
is a tank in bed.
is a and I think brought.
And that also plays into the memes as well, like because I think that was what everyone was thinking, right? Going into it is all of that.
Yeah, these thirst memes for a Wicker Man.
Legit. So they answer the question.
Yeah, all the puns and whatnot.
Yeah.
But overall, like I think I really like this movie.
That's good. Yeah.
I think maybe there was a bit of a pacing issue like halfway through. Where I'm like, okay, like the jokes sort of getting old now, like where are we going with the film? But I liked how the movie sort of flipped this age-old trope of women being crafted, sort of objectified.
It's a great social commentary.
And expected to serve as like the perfect partner.
Yes,
I like how they flipped that on its head, and it was the man that's not lifting his game, and and I thought that was a really great way of telling the story,
flipping the script as it were.
I
think that obviously because this is based on a fable, like a classic sort of I don't know if it's Aesop, one of the two. I'm not that smart, but I think that the cynical person would be like, it's an easy cheat code to just adapt a fable story into a movie, right? Because it's it's an age-old story, adored by millions of people. But I think they really sort of did a nice flip of the sort of the archetypes of the story, and played into the sort of the modern like social commentary aspects that I thought were really, really effective. And then also the fact that it just sort of it has fun with how absurd it is as a concept, you know what I mean? Because like the characters sort of just take it, like it's like they take the Wicker Man for face value, I guess. They're like, this is a bit weird, but like he's a member of the community now. Yet for some reason they don't take into account, the sort of the archetypes of this is the fisherwoman, this is the blacksmith, this it's like it's a cool little like twist of the formula, I think. But I agree that there were a few pacing issues. I think that I think the ending was like a nice little like Scooby-Doo reveal or whatever, that like do you want to spoil stuff, or was that like
maybe just jump around it, because it hasn't had a global release yet.
So I think the ending was like, it was a nice reveal, but maybe not super satisfying for Olivia Colman's character, I think. But yeah, overall, I think it was fun. I think it was really, really fun.
I love how also there were like hints of like supernatural elements.
Yes. Yeah.
But they sort of like didn't address it either.
Yeah.
Which I found a bit strange. Like this basket maker's making, a husband out of wicker.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden he can talk, breathe, like, and everyone just sort of accepts
just goes with it.
I think it's like, how is he like a wizard?
Yeah. What
like in disguise? Like, how do you do that?
Just Peter Dinklage.
He's just. I mean, one
he
of
has that power.
The greatest.
I think he was a really strong character. I really loved his various monologues and that type of thing.
Yeah, they were great.
Sort of taking it back to the fable aspect of it.
Yeah.
I thought, and the obviously Peter Dinklage was a great
almost felt like a play.
Yeah, very theatrical.
Very theatrical. I liked his performance
cool.
too.
I think Olivia Colman was good as well. But Alexander Skarsgård, he's working under a ton of prosthetics and that type of thing. I understand that maybe he was supposed to act a bit wooden for the character himself. But
I was going to say that too.
I would have liked a bit of like him growing humanity through the film. I feel like that would have been a cool sort of.
There are a few Frankenstein elements.
Yeah, I've heard a bunch of comparisons to Troy's Frankenstein.
Like he had a very sort of like childlike mind.
Yes.
Understanding the world. I also like, back to the practical effects.
Yeah.
There's one scene, like I'm sure it's in a trailer or something. It's not really spoiling the plot itself, but there's one scene where the Wicker Man sort of puts his arm up to the sun, and the sunlight
It, like,
beams peers through.
Yeah.
And
how'd they do that? You know what I mean?
yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah, even natural light as well. Like, it's like you can see like through the slits of his arms and stuff like that. But I think it's cool. It's a cool sort of twist of like how they've done it. I think the team at Wicker has done a fantastic job. They recently opened up a Melbourne office.
Did they really?
Yeah, they did in near Flinders Street. So
yeah, wow.
I don't know if the Melbourne team worked on this film. Most likely not. But yeah, it's cool. Cool
There you
little
go.
Australian link right there.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was like shots like that where the sunlight sort of was beaming through the Wicker Man's body or arms, and it was like really compelling. It really sold the idea that he was made of wicker. You know, it wasn't just a guy in a suit.
Yeah.
You know, which was great. But overall, I liked this film. I think I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, right.
From memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think just the pacing halfway through, But overall, I liked it, and you know, if you want to go see this movie, if we have captured your curiosity
That's
in
it.
this review,
If we've woven a wicker basket of interest.
wow,
Yeah.
love that. That's great, mate. He's a man with the words.
That's right. Yeah. I write some scripts sometimes.
There you go. But yeah, Wicker has a limited theatrical release in the United States on October 23rd.
Cool.
And a scheduled Australian theatrical release in November, the
time.
26th.
There you go. That'll be good.
It almost is like sort of a Thanksgiving film.
Yeah.
You get the feel of, you know,
It's feel good. It's
feel
fun.
good, small town village.
Bit of fun. It's the type of movie that I think will, you know, we don't see a ton of anymore. Sort of just a quirky sort of one-off singular insular film, and hopefully that's one.
Yeah. Well, that'll do us for today's episode.
That's it.
Thank you, Matt, for coming on the show.
Anytime. I've absolutely loved this. It's great being on a camera, like a video podcast, because I've really got to articulate and be very clear with what I say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah. And where can we find you?
Well, there's a few different places you can find me. You can find my Instagram at matt.rob or something like that.
R0B, something like that.
Something like that. I'm just there. I'm always making cool stuff. I'm always making shorts, skit videos, that type of thing, documentaries. We have a spec pilot that is airing on Channel 31 called Young Broken Single that is airing on the 17th at 8 p.m. and the 21st at 10:30 p.m. So if you're available for that, we'd very much love you to give that a watch.
And I've seen it, and it's fantastic.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And no bias because we're friends,
No, not at all.
But it is really fantastic. You put a lot of work into it. It's been something you've been working on for a long time.
It is.
So yeah,
it's about a year on it, which is great.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and there's a huge crew as well that worked on it too.
Did, yeah.
So you've all done a great job, and definitely go check that out when it airs.
Single, that's the one.
There you go.
You can also follow us. I don't know how many sponsor call outs you want, but we also do a podcast, me and my friend Mitch, called Under Southern Screens, where each week we talk about a new Australian film. We're talking about MIFF eventually once we get through some Warwick Thornton films this month, or Warwick Thornton films this week. I've realised that I pronounced that name wrong the whole month, which was a great sort of feeling. But yeah, and so we've had this one on.
I've been a guest.
A few times, so he'll be on.
I'll be on again,
that, which will be good.
And I think Michaela will be on too.
Oh yeah,
I think.
I'm here for it. I'm so here for it. And you can find that at Under Southern Screens Pod on Instagram, Threads, YouTube.
Yeah,
or
sweet.
Up TikTok, you know.
And so make sure you follow us
follow them
on
first.
on YouTube, Spotify, for all the latest episodes, including some exclusive content through our Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
I will be back next week with Michaela.
I'm out of here.
You've been given the flick.
He doesn't need me anymore.
And we'll be back with our review of The End of Oak Street.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
Dinosaurs.
Yeah, getting Dino with Anne Hathaway.
Historic.
Yeah, getting Well said.
That's the one,
yeah. And yeah, we'll see you then. Thanks for listening and watching. Thank you for tuning into the Nick and Mick on the Mic podcast.
Subscribe and follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram and TikTok so you never miss out on the latest movie talk.
The podcast is written and produced by the hosts Nick Collins and Michaela Tabano.
Music used in the podcast is Intro by FAS Sound. The podcast may contain content that is not owned by the Nick and Mick on the Mic podcast. All rights go to their respective owners.
We'll be back next Monday and be sure to go to the cinemas.